Coming to you live from the Seaport District of New York City and brought to you by Chase. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, LeBron James is very cognizant about the way that he is spoken about and his legacy. So while he was just scrolling on Twitter, he saw that he had the most 25-point per game seasons in NBA history. He responded, "Since I was 19 years old and I'm a pass-first guy, always been. That's why I'm never mentioned with the greats of scoring, huh? That's perfect because I'd rather keep it that way." Jalen, why do you think LeBron James is calling attention to the fact that people don't consider him a great scorer?
First off, there's a very limited amount of human beings that will ever walk the face of the earth to average 20 points, definitely 25 points in an NBA season. So that becomes a different holy grail when it talks about scoring the basketball. But when you get in 25 and you get in 30, LeBron James has improved this offense. He has improved his three-point shot. He is a terrific scorer and will get you 30 to 35. Early in his career, I was there when he got his career high 50. But let me tell you, there's a difference between LeBron scoring and these guys right here that get buckets. Guys that give me 40-point games in NBA history like Wilt, MJ, Kobe, James Harden, and LJ Baylor. You know my vision ain't the best, but I had to squint to see how many times LeBron James did it. Is that 66?
Yep.
That's the difference. Those guys right there are buckets. Look at Kobe Bean Bryant, the kind of guy that'll average 44 a month. That happened. Score 81 in a game. MJ scored 63 in a playoff game as a young pup. The number of times they led the league in scoring. Okay, LeBron James led the league in scoring once. Those guys basically did it every season.
I just want to say one quick thing to LeBron James. LeBron, maybe you're not considered one of the greatest scorers of all time, but when the conversation about you comes up, people ask if you're the best basketball player of all time. Like, what more do you want? When people debate you, they debate whether it's you or MJ. Like, what other praise do you want? You get it all. You're one of the best two players to ever touch a basketball. Is that enough for you, LeBron James?
He just looking for motivation in the playoffs, that's all.
A new segment. Because I always want to see some. Show me some Shohei. Show
rivalry with LeBron mean to you?
Our careers are connected because we played at the highest level. You expect greatness, and that's the part I've enjoyed so much about playing in finals against him. It just brings out another level of intensity and excitement.
We got to be prepared for everything that they have. They got championship DNA as well. They know what it takes and what it feels like to be in pressure game. We got to be ready for that opportunity and for that pressure.
Let's go!
He's Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What exactly is it that we do?
What they want.
The people are getting what they want tonight. We have two play-in games in the Eastern Conference, but we start with LeBron James and Steph Curry meeting up again in the postseason. What is the significance of this play-in game when you look at their rivalry as a whole?
You said the key word, rivalry. And so a couple of current players in the league, these two along with Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, are defining their generation right now. And while LeBron is the elder statesman, and now he's playing in Los Angeles and the defending champion, Steph Curry's team has actually won 3 of the last 6 championships. And for two guys who are actually born in the same Ohio hospital, one to a single parent, one whose father played in the league, LeBron James has been the man-child who outplayed expectations and came straight out of high school from day one. And Steph Curry was the little engine that went to Davidson and had to continue to prove people wrong. And so now all of a sudden you got both of these guys playing at an elite level in the NBA play-in game, Jacoby. A season where Steph Curry, by LeBron James' words, is this year's MVP. This is going to be great theater, and I'm really excited. And this is why it's a terrific idea by the league and Adam Silver to have this happen.
It really is. And you look at these two teams. You look at the Lakers. They're coming in a little bit hobbled. They're just coming together. And then you look at what Steph Curry has done with these Warriors in just the last 24 games. Look at the last 24 games. 20 times he's had 30 points. He's averaging 37, shooting 50% from the floor, almost 44% from three, and he has hit 155 threes over those 24 games. If the Warriors are going to have any chance in this game, it's going to have to take a historic performance from Steph, a 40-point, a 50-point performance from Steph. What are the chances the Warriors actually win this game against the Lakers?
Jacoby, he's been gearing up. If you notice in the previous game, career high in shot attempts from the field, career high in shot attempts from three. He was going down guns a-blazing. And it's one thing for the Warriors to be a part of the play-in. A team with Draymond Green and Steve Kerr, a championship pedigree, that knows that this is not their year to win it all without Clay and Wiseman. They know that. It's one thing for them to be in the play-in. It's another thing to be playing against the Lakers, LeBron and AD in the play-in. And you saw Draymond getting ready after going against Valanciunas like, oh, I'm starting to get ready. I'm back ready guarding these centers. Because you know what the Lakers have a lot of? Big bodies. Andre Drummond, Gasol, Anthony Davis, a lot of big bodies. They're going to throw them all at Draymond Green.
And they have a lot of defenders they're going to throw at Steph Curry as well. And one thing I noticed during the regular season matchups between these teams, it was the Lakers bench. It wasn't just LeBron and AD. It was Montrezl Harrell getting busy against the Warriors. THT, Kuzma, Caruso. If they can get the kind of production they got during the regular season in this playing game, it should be an easy win for the Lakers, but nothing is easy when you go up against Steph Curry. That game is tomorrow night. We have a couple big games tonight. We start with two teams going in completely different directions. Of course, I'm talking about the Celtics and the Wizards. Jalen, seems like there's just two very different stories and narratives taking the floor tonight as these two face off.
Listen up, I got a story to tell. How about two St. Louis kids getting a chance to play on the big stage, Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum in this play-in situation? And Bradley Beal second in the league in scoring. He's dealt with a hamstring injury recently. He was hobbled a little bit when he returned. Hopefully he's back healthy as possible to perform. And they're both looking at this situation different. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double this year, Jacoby, for the fourth time in his career. Having both of those guys, they'll be extremely enthusiastic to play in the play-in and then make the playoffs to play in the first round. However, this Boston Celtic team, I don't think they're going to have that same enthusiasm without Jalen Brown and just the way that they've underperformed this entire season. So I'm looking forward to seeing if Jason Tatum could just have that lights out performance and just say, all right now, we have been to the conference finals 3 times in the last couple of years. Like, I'm going to also put up a big game and at least get us into the playoffs. But any talk of them firing Danny Ainge or Brad Stevens or trading one of their big two, not going to be able to do it.
They do not have a lot of roster flexibility, but you look at those numbers that you just saw on the screen. The last 15 games, the Wizards 10-5 and the Celtics 5-10. Interesting to see what happens in that one. And before that one, we have another interesting matchup in the Eastern Conference featuring our guy, LaMelo Ball, and the Hornets going up against the Pacers.
I see you, nephew.
Jalen, do you think LaMelo Ball has a little bit more magic in him to carry on this season into the playoffs?
I love you so much. Hey, man, you're really good at this job, dog.
I got
you know
buddy.
Your brother very well.
I got
the
you,
lob
buddy.
you just threw me was like magic in 1979 as a rookie, huh? So we gonna put LaMelo in this play-in and see if he can dazzle and get a triple-double and knock out my former team, the Indiana Pacers. Oh, man, that's what's up. I like what you did there.
Jalen, they need Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon may or may not play for the Pacers, and people don't know that low-key he is their leading scorer, and he's been in and out of the lineup.
That's
Hopefully they can
point.
get Brogdon together and Karis LeVert and Sabonis
Turner.
and move on in this one, and we will see. Jalen Rose, so excited about these playing games. We have to talk about them, but